Later that same evening.
Well, wasn't that satisfying? Pouring hot water onto coconut fiber bricks. What the hell is that? What are you? I'm not sure if it'll bite me or anything, so let's get it in. There we go. Got him. Can anyone tell me what this is? Oh, by the way, the reason I've rehydrated some coconut fiber bricks is because the tarantula enclosures that you see here, well, they've got mites.
Meanwhile,
Rest in peace. Thing is, these mites, can you see them? They're all around. Those white dots are actually mites. Let me zoom in for you. Okay, if you look closely, hey, move out of the way, come on. If you look closely, you can see those white dots are moving. Yeah, those are the mites. Now the good thing is, these mites are not predatory mites. If you have predatory mites, you'll find the mites all over the tarantulas, around their fangs, the mouth part, the leg parts, the joints. So these mites are just wood mites, and I think I know why they came, because you see the lid of this enclosure, it's very damp. So the substrate is super damp and it's very humid where I'm at, so I think that's how the mites thrive. So the good news is these mites will not harm the tea, but the bad news is I hate mites and I don't want these mites to spread to other enclosures. Because so far it's just these 9 enclosures, so it's not too bad yet. And all these mites only happened like today. Yesterday they were nothing. So being me, I'm really paranoid with mites and mold. Although this is my first time encountering mites, I'm gonna be rehousing all 9 of these guys, like right now, because by tomorrow, the mites are gonna multiply like crazy. So I'm gonna get the enclosures, the new enclosures set up with substrate, and we'll resume the video after that.
later.
Now we're gonna be rehousing the first tarantula, which is the cotton rostrum, the Reticum epicarinium. So let's get him into his new enclosure. There we go. Now I think I know how the mites enter. It's because I fed them a dead superworm, like I chopped up the superworm and I put it in their enclosure. So I think these mites came to scavenge on the worm, which is how they started multiplying. So next will be a B. vagans, the Mexican red rum. There we go. Look at this part. Let me zoom in for you. Check out the amount of mites. That's insane. It's like a whole piece of wood is white. Okay, so in here we've got another epicarinium, the Yucatan rostrum. Stop kicking pears. Okay, so now we've got a red meat. Check out the mites on this one as well. Look at that over the wood. Okay, so next we've got a Lasiodora difficilis. Now this enclosure looks super tiny for this guy, but it's just temporary because I just noticed the mites today and they're so clumsy, and I don't want them to get infested with mites, so I'm gonna rehouse them into whatever enclosure that is clean first. So this one over here is a Lasiodora paraglybana, the Brazilian semi-pink bird eater. So this is another Lasiodora paraglybana, the semi-pink bird eater. Alright, so I've rehoused them today's shout out goes to Andy, Sam Morgan, Katrine S. Bøgelund, and Darius LeoGator. You guys are awesome. Thank you guys so much for your support. Without you, seriously, this will not happen. And you guys are the reason that I am closer. Every day I'm closer to quitting my day job. So that is awesome. Really appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much. And as for the rest, if you guys are not subscribed already, feel free to hit that subscribe button, that post notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next